Hi, I'm back. Right. Now, today, I was gonna do Russia with Love, but it being 8 years since Roger Moore passed away, I thought I'd do Live and Let Die. But first of all, I get someone out of the way right now. I was gonna say Mr. Man with the Golden Gun, but I saw Roger Moore in 2014, and it's a thing going around my. It's a thing that goes with my family and friends, saying I look like Nit Nat. That's what I was going to say for a Golden Gun, but I'll get out of the way now. And I handed this photo in to Roger Moore, and I said, "Sir Roger," I said, my mates here reckon I look like Nit Nat. Could you please tell them I don't?" He took this photo, put it up on the big screen, and said, "Well, there is a resemblance." And then he signed it. That's Roger Moore's signature right there. Anyway, on with Live and Let Die. Live and Let Die is in my top 5. That's why I had to pick this one as a tribute, because when he passed away, they redone his 007 diaries, because he kept a diary when he was filming it, and you can see it on there, but we'll get to that later on. Anyway, right, the story. Right, 3 agents, you don't know who they are, but they get killed. One gets killed in New York, being electrocuted. One gets killed in New Orleans with a jazz funeral. One gets killed on a post tied up to a post in San Monique in Jamaica, which was all made up for the film. Anyway, Bond's in his apartment. M goes there with his mission. M and Moneypenny goes there with his mission. Bond gets given his mission. He heads to New York, gets into a taxi, has a bit of trouble with the taxi. Then he goes in to a restaurant, and he goes into a restaurant, and he goes into a booth. He says, bourbon and water, no ice, please." And he goes, "I'll tell him neat, would you?" And he goes, "What?" He goes, "No ice. That's extra, man." Anyway, this is just coming off the top of my head. Anyway, his booth spins around, and he meets Solitaire. She's there with the cards, she's there doing tarot. And he goes, let me find him. He goes, "Red Queen, Miss Solitaire. My name is Bond, James Bond. I know who you are, what you are, and why you're here." He goes, "Am I? Well, obviously you were a remarkable resemblance. Am I in there?" He goes, "Pick one." And he goes, "You have found yourself." Anyway, that's that. Then Mr. Big comes in and he goes, "Is this the stupid matter that teared you uptown?" He goes, "There seems to be some mistake. My names is for tombstones, baby. You take this hunk out and waste it." So then Bond goes, "Is there anything in waste it?" He goes, "Anything in there about my future?" He goes, "Pick one." And he goes, "Us." Anyway, he gets saved. They take him into an alley to do him in, but he gets saved. Then I think now. That's right. Then he goes to Jamaica. And he goes to Jamaica to follow the leads. Go into his hotel. Go into his hotel room. Mrs. Bond, I presume. Mrs. Bond. Goes into his hotel room. Meets up with Rosie Carver. He's a double agent, but you don't know it yet. Anyway, there's that. A small headed. Then they go for a picnic. Then him and Rosie go for a picnic, and he goes, yes. You don't know how fine you mean to me, meant to me. Yes. You don't know how fine this is meant to me. You do know what the Queen of Cups is, an upside down position. A liar, a cheat, and I want some answers now. But you don't understand. They'll kill me if I do. And I'll kill you if you don't. Make your choice. Brilliant. Brilliant. Anyway, they can do that. So Rosie gets killed. Then Bond anglides his way up to Solitaire's place in Jamaica. And he's there playing with the cards. And he goes, you wouldn't get away with this today. They'd never do this today. But he goes, you do believe in the cards. And she goes, yes. The cards say we will be lovers. Pick one. And she goes, and he goes, you knew the answer. And he goes, strangely enough, somehow, so did I. Like I said, you wouldn't get away with it now. You'd never get away with it. And then, next morning they go through the fields. Through the fields where they make it through the fields. Then they get on a bus. Bond drives the bus, and they're following him. It goes under a low bridge and takes the top deck right off. Then a good chase on that is. Then where do they go then? I've got to think. Oh, then they go back to New York, I think it is. Yeah. No, they go to New Orleans. Yeah, that's right, New Orleans. Where they go at the airport and he goes, today's your lucky day. Today's your lucky day, Bond. You're going skydiving. Anyway, Solitaire hits him with her handbag. Bond escapes. They got Solitaire. Bond escapes. And he jumps in the plane with a student, an old student, Mrs. Bell. Then there's an airplane chase on the ground. There's a plane chase on the ground. And Bond goes through the hangar, takes the wings off, pulls up the plane, and he goes, there's another classic, he goes, same time tomorrow, Mrs. Bell? And they're looking at him. Oh, it's fun, it's good. It's very good. Then you see another funeral come in. And you see the one who saved Bond in the beginning, Strutter. He's standing up. And the same bloke comes up to him. And then you get... Then he goes... Da, 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 na, na, na. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Obviously, I'm not good at this, but right, where were we to? There's that. Oh, that's right. Then they go into the restaurant, and Bond goes, "You wouldn't have nothing near the stage, would you?" Because I fear it's the case. What's wrong with the booth? He goes, I had a nasty turn in the booth. I once had a nasty turn in the booth. Then, that's right, so they're on the stage. Woman comes out singing Live and Let Die. Bond goes down. Meets Mr. Big again. Mr. Big wants to know if he touched solitaire. Bond goes, when I see Kananga. And he goes, when I see Kananga. Then he takes off his skin. And Bond goes, quite revealing. Anyway. So something to do with Bond's watch. Then he goes, take him to the farm. No, so anyway, he gets up because take him to the farm. And then they go to the farm, and you see this, which was a real life farm. They was out scouting, and they come across it. Trespassers will be eaten. And then this leads in to one of my favourite bombs, one of my favourite Bond scenes. They stick Bond out on the island. Stick Bond out on the island. I have to bring you over here a bit. They stick Bond out on the island. They stick Bond out on the island, and he's got no choice. So he does a bit of it. He's got no choice, so he does a bit of this. Anyway, I can't do it, but you know what happened. There you go. And he does a bit of this. Only there's a few of them. Sorry about that. Only there's a few of them. Then he jumps in a speedboat. Then you got the big speedboat chase which is another one that's brilliant. It's about it's a good 15 minutes of just running around in speedboats. That's where you first see Sheriff Pepper. Anyway, speedboat finishes. So he gets out. He comes up the boat and he goes, "What are you? Some kind of doomsday machine, boy?" Anyway, so there's that. Then he goes, "We found these." Felix goes, "We found these." No, he didn't go to this place under new management. He goes, "We found these." Because we found these. High Priestess, Moon, Death. So then, one, you see one of Roger Moore's best outfits, I think. And it being which was the original idea anyway. But it being a couple of years after Dirty Harry, you see Bond. You see Bond using a Magnum. And he gets on the island. He gets on the island, he goes, "I'm going to do it," but he goes. So there's that. Then he goes to get Solitaire. No, I tell a lie. He fights with Baron Tammany first. Then he goes to get Solitaire. Then he cuts Solitaire off because Solitaire is about to die like the agent in the beginning. Then he gets he fights Baron Tammany. Then they go down to Mr. Big, or Dr. Kananga now, because he's Bond knows. And they get tied up. And then Bond uses his watch, which works this time, because I forgot. It didn't work the first time. He tried to use it with the crocodiles, with a boat, but it didn't work. So he uses this time to catch a gas pellet. Then him and Kananga fight. Bond puts the pellet into Kananga's mouth. Kananga blows up. Bond goes, he always did have an inflated opinion of himself. Kananga blows up. Bond and Solitaire get on the train. And then on the train, T's waiting for him. Or T's on the train as well. T and Bond fight. Bond manages to hook his arm, manages to hook his hook onto the window. He kicks him out the window. Pulls Solitaire down. She goes, well, that wasn't funny. He goes, what are you doing now? Just being disarming, darling. And then that's it. Apart from one of the most famous Bond endings, I think. You see the train, and on front of the train is Baron Samedi. And that's the end. That was my review of Live and Let Die on the 8th anniversary of Roger Moore's passing. I will be back with From Russia With Love at some point. I promise. You will get it. Goodbye.